Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about what kind of inspection do you want to choose when you import goods from China. If you purchase products from an overseas supplier that you don't know well and you can't be there, you might want to contact an inspection agent to handle inspecting product quality on your behalf. But at first, you need to give them direction on when to go to the factory and what to check. Here, we're going to show you a flowchart that can summarize it. In this flowchart, we will give you some suggestions for your inspection options for the scenarios that apply to many importers' situations when inspecting product quality that you can see here. The first question is it possible to send someone to the factory? If going to do the factory is not an option, an on-site job is not going to be possible. This has become an issue, especially when the COVID pandemic started. But it does not mean there is no way to check product quality. You can choose to do an off-site inspection. You can request a few samples to be sent for review, or you can require a live video call and you can guide the factory staff through a few steps, giving you the assurance that the main requirements have been met. If it's possible to do an on-site inspection, the next major question is this the first time the supplier has produced this product? If it is, there are inherent risks here. In most cases, it is in the buyer's interest to send an inspector there early and begin inspecting product quality at an early stage. The idea is help the factory get it right, rather than catch defects and reject the batch. Let's take an example here. For garments and other soft goods, a common approach is to do a pre-production meeting on the day the products start to be sewn, to provide immediate feedback. It is generally followed a few days later by an inspection of finished products during production. This usually happens when about 10 to 30% of the total quantity has been completed. When it comes to hard lines in general, there is less of a standard approach, but I often advocate for a first article inspection, which is called FAI, followed by an inspection 4 to 7 days later to confirm that all is still going well. The purpose of the pre-production meeting and the FAI is the same. It's to confirm that all is clear for the factory, clarify the upcoming schedule if needed, detect issues as early as possible, and in case there are issues, start an investigation that will lead to countermeasures. Now, does it mean you can skip the final random inspection? If very few issues were found in earlier inspections, and if risks of packaging mistakes are low, you may skip it here at this stage. In all other cases, if the cost is not totally out of the line with the budget, just go ahead and do the final inspection. Then, in another different situation, what if the factory has previously been making this product? If this factory has a history of making this product at an acceptable quality standard, you don't need to do follow-up that closely. Unless, of course, the amount of money at stake is quite large, or you are incurring a very high amount of liability if some products do not conform to your requirements. If you simply purchase an off-the-shelf consumer product, and if your first order is not in a large amount, you might want to do only a final inspection here. Okay, the last major question. Can you tolerate 2% or 3% of defective goods in a shipment? If you can't, then you have to plan for it from the start. Still use an example here. It is very, very difficult to find a good t-shirt manufacturer that will be interested in cutting and sewing an order of 500 pieces, and that will keep the proportion of defectives under 1%. Just accept it. This is not realistic. If you can't work with a very good manufacturer and you can't accept their output, what you can do? In such a case, you need to have an independent team like us to check 100% of their products and sort out the defectives. It may be cheaper outside the factory, and the cost may not be very high compared to the potential loss you may have due to the defective products. In contrast, it might save you money, and we have another video talking about the difference between a random inspection and a 100% inspection in details. Check it out if you are interested. Alright, that's all we have for today. Don't forget to subscribe us, and we will see you in our next video.